What's going on, guys? Chris here, back again with another Market Watch video. During the Ones to Watch promo, I'm recording this on a Thursday night, right before Weekend League is about to open up. Let's talk about the market today, kind of what we saw. This isn't going to be something you guys see a lot, I think, every Thursday. It is kind of like a little unique as to like what actually happened on the market today. So I'm just going to redeem the entrance right there just so I do it. I'm going to show you guys my squad, obviously. Show you what I have. If you see, that's kind of not normal that I have 23 things still selling on a Thursday. That usually does not happen. And the reason why that happened today is because I guess a bunch of Patreons and a bunch of, streamers, not me, because I definitely told my people to sell 12 hours or like 10 to 12 hours after awards, which would have been like 3 p.m.-ish in the UK. And what ended up happening is actually a lot of people, once they saw the market go up today, they just flooded the market with their investments. It's a bunch of like week one, first month, like people that need to get coins really quickly. And then once they kind of have like rewards and everything, they kind of just stop trading. They don't really care about their coin total. And they go back to really being just like a player that just grinds the game and makes coins that way. We saw a lot of people not knowing what to do with their investments, so they flooded the market today. So I'm going to show you a couple examples of what actually happened. A couple players that you saw was rising, and then the 1 p.m. dropped, bam, goes down, and it's been down ever since. I'm going to tell you guys some of the things that I've sold to lazy buyers. All of this is to lazy buyers besides the Veron, which I did pack at a Div Rivals Rewards, which was pretty crazy. I actually was driving. Don't recommend doing this. I was driving and I was in traffic. So it was a rainy morning. I was driving to school and I decided, you know what? I got some time here because the traffic was fucking ridiculous at 8:30 in the morning. And I ended up packing Veron and Trent in the same pack as well. So it was a really good morning for me. But I did sell an Aurier for a lazy buyer. I sold a couple of Madisons for lazy buyers. Malin, another one I sold for a lazy buyer. A couple of Douglas Costas. People really like to use the Douglas Costa. Fakir actually was a really good lazy buyer, over 5k. And yeah, that's literally what I've just been trying to sell my shit, man. I'm gonna get rid of this stuff probably tomorrow night. My theory is that people are still going to play Weekend League. So as much as the market's going to be down now, I think after 1 p.m. tomorrow, after 6 p.m. UK, that's when the market, I think, is going to go really, really high tomorrow night. Kind of like the trend we thought we were going to see today, but we didn't because of not just one thing that we saw with the panic sellers, but also EA actually released a Ones to Watch SBC today. And that Ones to Watch SBC now, don't get me wrong, a 15,000 coin pack and a 7.5k pack isn't a lot of supply to come on the market. But think of the content that we've gotten since Ones to Watch has been there. It's been 6 days. We got Saint Maxime, which costs about 100,000 coins to do. And people have already done it if they were deciding to do it already. And then the Endo Melee objectives. So the only SBC that people can complete is really this SBC. I mean, for a 78 overall team, 11 rare players, people are going to do that. It's pretty affordable. And then the 82 rated one I did on stream. Got nothing out of the 15k. But, that is going to give some supply out to the market. So it was kind of like a combination of, marquee matchups also came out. So that does more supply. It's a combination of a little bit of supply coming on the market and a bunch of kids that didn't know when to sell. I'm not targeting the people that are watching my video right now. Because if you watch my video, I did tell you guys to sell about 12 hours after. Which would have been around 3 p.m.-ish. It wasn't going to be at 1. So the kids saw their profit and they said, you know what, I'm going to flood the market with my investments. So you can imagine what would happen. Like 1 p.m., David De Gea is at 79,000 coins, and maybe they bought under 70. They're like, okay, I'm taking 8k profit on this card. Let me just list. And people don't know how to list, by the way, because if you have the same player, you're not supposed to list at the same price. And you're not supposed to undercut, like, if you have 7 De Geas, you're not going to undercut all 7 De Geas. It's just dumb. It's just going to lower the price of the card even more, and I think that's what a lot of people did earlier today. So it did give you guys, like, a little bit of another buy window. at one point, because Davinson was as low as about 45k today. Trent was as low as 26. Werner went back down to 55. These cards were very, very low today, and they're gonna go up. These are the most meta players in the game, excluding the top 10 metas, which is like Hazard, De Bruyne, Mane, Messi, Ronaldo, Neymar, Mbappe, Son, Aubameyang, and Mane. So those are kind of like the top 10 players. Please don't go in the comments and like ruin me for that top 10. That's my opinion, but that's a good little top 10 meta player list. These are all very good players that people will use in their teams, 100%. I did a list in my sub Discord, and those should do well tomorrow. I'm definitely going to be getting rid of these cards. I should have, if I sold everything, about 500 and probably 500-600k just there. Maybe actually over a mil. Maybe over a mil. Because I also have some investments in my club as well. Here's the team that I'm planning on rocking for a weekend league. By the way, guys, if you guys are enjoying the video so far, make sure you guys drop a like. Let's get 30 likes on the video. I'd very much appreciate that. Also, subscribing if you're new. Tap the bell button as well so you guys get notified when I go live on YouTube. Also, follow me on Twitch. The streams have been going nuts lately. Been grinding my ass off on YouTube and Twitch, so we're building something really, really fucking sick right here. So you guys don't want to miss this. You really don't. But this is the team that I'm going to be using. Maybe first thing that comes to mind is Davinson Sanchez on 7 chem. But for me, he's the second best Premier League center back behind Van Dijk. And I think a lot of people are going to buy this card. Luke Shaw, maybe I could upgrade. Maybe. Maybe I get Robertson if I get some more coins by tomorrow night. Lenglet, what can you say about him? He's just going to keep rising because, for me, he's the second best center back that's French. And French center backs have kind of been like the theme so far. If you look at the early game squads, people were using Konate, Upamecano, and Mukiele. And then you also had like some other French center backs like Zuma and stuff like that. So people are using the French players. France is the most dominant nation with Brazil in the game, especially since France won the World Cup last year. It had an effect last year on the game. A lot of French players did very well, like Mbappe, Griezmann, Dembele. Those kind of cards are very, very effective in the game. And it's kind of carried over to this year. Varane is the most expensive French center back at 250,000 coins. Now, what's going to happen with this is if Varane keeps on going up, the people that can afford Varane dwindles. Because at this point in the game, not that many people have 250,000 coins. They might have, 150k, but like 250k just to spend on a center back is a lot. And the more he keeps rising, which I think he's going to go to 300k at one point, this card is going to go up with it because people are going to turn to the next best option, which is going to be Lenglet. And also, it does him such a favor that he gets strong links to Semedo, gets links to Vidal, De Jong's new informs. He gets links to everyone. Ter Stegen as well is a very good keeper in this game. So I've decided to use him. I didn't want to use Lloris. I really did not want to. Although it would have made more sense to because you would have gotten the French link with Lenglet anyway. The midfield. I've kind of gone Ndombele. I'm 4 out of 8 done on his objective. I'm probably going to complete that at some point in a couple of days. I know it's done in about 2 days, so I have to get on my Ndombele objective. Fekir, Vidal, very, very good midfield. This is a guy that can kind of go up and down. Fekir to stay forward more, and Vidal to kind of track back, win the ball back. Let's go forward again. Front three, I mean, this is going to be one of the most common front threes you see in the game this year. It's going to be Martial, Ben Yedder, and Dembele. And the reason why I decided to buy the team today is because I did see that buy window. And I know these cards are going to go up even more. Maybe the exception of Ben Yedder. But other than that, a lot of these cards, because Ben Yedder has one-swatch implications, a lot of these cards are going to keep rising. Semedo has a little bit of a problem with his price range. But it's a solid team, man. The bench, guys, by the way, the bench. Oh my god, if you have tired center backs and you have less than 75 pace on your center backs, you are fucked. I have Ninja coming off my bench, and he's been a beast so far for me. And then I have Thuram coming in as striker as well. And then if I want to, get some defensive stability, I got Wijnaldum, Idrissa Gana Gueye, and then Lo Celso as well, which is a very good dynamic midfielder. Let's talk about like what's going to be happening tomorrow, right? The market is going to rise. I've been hearing some things about how there's going to be like a UCL man of the match thing, and it just doesn't make sense to me for them to release it tomorrow. The thing that I think is going to happen tomorrow is going to be the League SBCs. Now, depending on which one they do, we'll see what happens. Obviously, silvers will go up. Golds in different positions like left backs, right backs, left mids, right mids, center backs, they'll rise a good amount. But yeah, that's what I can kind of see happening for tomorrow. The market will rise. We've always said to you guys that Thursday is obviously one of the best days to sell your cards. But whenever there's a promo, whenever there's not a promo, the market goes very high on Friday night. And the reason why this is because people, if they wait too long to buy their teams, they have to buy it. Because if they qualify for Weekend League, they have to buy their team. So Friday night is a great time when the market gets very rare and the market rises a lot. So every card that you see in my transfer list there is going to rise in price. And I'm going to sell it for lazy buyers over the next 6 to 12 hours. Let's see what happens there. But tomorrow night, all those cards will be out of my club. In terms of other investments in the club, we'll get into some investments and stuff like that. And some trading tips in the video. But I have a Hummels I just keep on holding on to. Bought him at 17.5. I'm just going to keep holding on to him. LeCompte I put in the club as well. 84s I'm just holding on to. 83s as well. I could sell any of this stuff. I'll be over, like, if I sold everything in the game, I'd be over 1.5 million at the moment, which is decent. I have a Vardy in the club. I have a Ricardo Pereira. I have quite a bit of things. Thuram is already rising. He's about 22,000 already, which is very good. Very nice to see. You're going to see that a tall guy, by the way, you saw on the transfer list, that card is going to rise a lot. And the reason why I showed you guys in the last video, and I hope you guys, I really hope you guys listen to that investment, because Atal is already up to like 34,000 coins when I said to buy around 25. So this card and Ninja as well is already up to about 15,000 coins. The reason why those cards are up is because if you want to build a League On team, or if you need a link to a League On player, and it has to be a left-sided player, there's only really one option that's really good in the game, and it's Neymar. If you go after that, there's no other option. So Atal, Ninja, these kind of guys are actually like really good because it's kind of it's scarcity with the position, which is why these cards are rising. And also Atal has a solid card, 5-star weak for 4-star skills with like all 70 plus stats. Very good card. Like I said, a lot of these cards are going to rise. Let's take a look, because this is the first market watch that we're going into with the new team of the week. Now, it's nothing special. And obviously, this new team of the week is not going to be for FUT Champs Gold cards or for FUT Champs Reds. But a couple standouts to me. I think if you can get this Golovin card on Saturday, maybe under 15k, that's going to be a card that also gives a link to Ben Yedder. Looks like a solid midfielder as well. 4-star, 4-star. Has some really nice stats. And DD, I think if you guys can get these cards, optimal buy time for me whenever there's not a promo is always on Sunday and Monday after Squad Battle Awards. The market gets very low a couple hours after Squad Battle Awards. If you guys noticed that last week, I kind of talked to you guys about certain investments that kind of did well this week. So if you want to pick any of these cards up, like an Ndidi, like a Mahrez, like a Havertz, like those kind of cards you really want to pick up after Squad Battle Awards on Sundays. With the promos, usually Saturday's the cheapest day. You know, during like promos with lightning rounds and stuff like that. Couple cards on the bench. I mean, you really wouldn't use Krakowiak. Doherty could rise out of packs. If he's like 10,000 coins, bro, he could rise a little bit. Lafont, you know, under 12 is fine. This guy under like 12 or 13 is also pretty good. If you get these guys like, you know, Orizabal, whatever his name is, under 15k, I mean, you can make some really good coins off this team week, because now we're approaching the time where EA has to release something, whether that be a flashback card, which I could see as well coming out tomorrow, a flashback card, or, you know, just some sort of SBC that requires an inform. It's going to happen at some point. These cards are going to rise. So those inform investments, man, I would definitely take a look at those. We'll kind of revisit it because I think once the watches go back in, once the watch is done on Monday, so that'll be the end of our kind of once to watch market series. I'll have about 5 of them. This is episode 4. In terms of 2 trading methods, I'm going to do one for this video, and I'm going to show you guys how I make money with a low budget. So you see I have 55,000 coins right there. Let me show you guys something on Fuppin that's very, very useful. I said it in a couple of my videos leading up to FIFA 20. Let's take a look at the advanced SBCs. Remember how I told you guys the advanced SBCs are a very good way to make coins? It's not just about sniping these cards. It's also about mass buying and mass bidding on these cards when they get low. So every gold card, if you guys know me in my streams or know me in my videos with the gold meta trading, I've been seeing them fluctuate like crazy. And you know, we've been making a lot of coins doing that, but it also applies to the smaller guys as well. It applies to the players that aren't that meta, that you just need it for SBCs. So if you take a look at Matthias Pereira right here, this would maybe be a good example. If you look at his graph, and it's so simple, guys, looking at graphs, it's crazy easy to look at graphs. All you need to do is go to whatever you need, is PS4, and you look at yesterday, right? His price graph looks like he was as low as 850 the whole day in the morning, and then shot up to about 1,400 coins. And every single hour, you will sell this card. The reason why these cards go down is because there's mass listings in a certain hour, so these cards get a little low. So you can make, if you mass buy, like, say you bought like 10 of these Pereira cards at 800-900 coins, and you sold them all for the 1,400, that's like 450, 500 coins profit. You're making a good 5,000 coins right there, just off of like low budget investing. It's such a good way of making coins this year. I did it with Pavone at after Sunday night for squad battles, and that really worked for me. If we just go off here, let's see some other ones like no loyalty, no position change. This is with Argentinian players. If you look at Eric Lamelli here, he's gonna fluctuate, obviously. Yeah, if you look at him, just even today, he's fluctuated. He went from 2,100 coins, and don't snipe at 2,100. Snipe under 2,100. You would sell him at 2,400, 23. You look at his graph yesterday, went as low as about 1,400 coins, rose really quickly back to 2.2. So if you could buy these cards, and everyone asks me this question, like, how do you know when they get low? All you gotta do is just look at their graph. If you know what they sell at, and you know what they go at certain points of the day, you can always buy under that and mass buy. Mass bid as well. You don't even have to snipe. You could just mass bid on these cards. So, hope you guys did enjoy the video. Another 18-minute-ish video. I do apologize for the long-ass videos, but the market watches, man, they're fun to do. They're fun to talk about. Let's keep making some coins. Alright, you got any questions? Hit me up in the comment section. I'll see you guys in a video soon. Peace!